The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Say, Kate, I got myself a tear here.
Oh.
You mind to fix it?
Oh, Grandpa, that is a tear. How'd you do that?
Getting off the tractor. All done newfangled machinery. Fella never ripped his britches sliding off in a mule.
Grandpa. Well, them's wearing pretty thin anyway. Why don't you treat yourself to a new pair?
Well, you know we can't afford no expenses now. We need every penny we can save between now and spring in order to buy the seed for planting. I'll shut these off and toss them out to you.
Oh, I can't do it right this minute, Grandpa. I got to finish this dress first.
Oh, getting yourself all fancied up for a PTA meeting, are you?
No, Grandpa, this ain't my dress. It belongs to Miss Johnson. I'm altering it for her.
Altering it for Miss Johnson?
Uh-huh.
How come she don't do it herself?
Well, you know, she's awful busy with that real estate business.
Oh, one of them there carrier women, huh? You're so busy doing a man's work, don't get time to go home and do what a woman's supposed to do.
Oh, goodness. It's just being neighborly, and besides, it's easy for me. And I got the machine, and I got the time, and it's just a little bitty old sewing.
It appears to me there's more than a little bitty old sewing. I bet she ain't neighborly enough to pay you for it, neither.
What are you getting so riled up about, Grandpa? Women folk are always doing things to help each other.
One thing to do things to help each other, another thing is take advantage. Now, Kate's a McCoy now, and she ain't nobody's slave. Besides, she hadn't ought to work too hard. Poor puny little thing. I'll give you these overalls after you get through the dishes tonight.
I didn't mean to make him so angry.
Oh, don't fret about it, sugar babe. Grandpa's just... Well, he's just being Grandpa. And that's taking in an awful lot of territory.
Well, I think it looks just fine, Miss Johnson.
Oh, it's better than fine. You look just like Deborah Carr when she became a fallen woman. Oh, well, it turned out all right. She went back to Cary Grant in the end.
Kate, I'm just thrilled. I had no idea this old dress could turn out to look so well. Why, work like this would cost me a fortune at Criswell's shop.
Well, he's a professional.
And has the only dressmaking shop in town. He certainly takes advantage of it.
You say, Kate, you think you got time now to fix this tear?
Oh, Grandpa, you know Miss Johnson.
Oh, how do, Miss Johnson?
Hello.
Guess you won't have time to fix my overalls until after you finish your dress, huh?
Well, I have finished the dress, Grandpa.
Isn't it a beautiful job, Mr. McCoy? Kate, dear, I'd like to pay you for this.
Pay me? Oh, no, I couldn't.
Now, you put a lot of time in on this. More than a favor calls for. I'd feel better if you take this.
I wasn't figuring on charging anything.
Please, Kate, I'd like it this way.
You give it back. Us McCoys don't take charity from no one.
Grandpa,
Mr. McCoy, this isn't charity. Kate earned this money. She does fine work, and I'd like her to work more for me. If it's all right with you, Kate, I'd like to tell all my friends about you.
Do you mean that, Miss Johnson? Do you think I could really make some money with my sewing?
I'm sure of it if you're the least bit interested.
Well, she ain't. Us McCoys provide for our women. They don't have to work.
You don't have to make up your mind right now. Think about it and let me know.
Miss Johnson, it does sound like a right interesting idea, and I will let you know. Thanks again for this.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, you ain't serious about this, are you?
Well, Grandpa, you said yourself we could use a few extra dollars, and this might be a way of helping.
Well, we don't need no help from the women in this family. You leave the worrying to us men.
But if I could earn a few extra dollars, then there'd be less to worry about.
We've been doing all right. Have you ever wanted for anything since you become a McCoy? Why, you got everything a woman can hope for. Got a kitchen with running water, inside wash tubs, a folding iron board, an egg beater, a new carpet sweeper, a can opener fixed to the wall. Well, you just better count your blessings. I don't want to hear no more of this nonsense about you going to work. We got us a problem. Let's get over here. We can talk.
I always miss the best part.
We're in terrible trouble.
Well, what, Grandpa?
That woman of yours is going into business.
What are you talking about?
Well, Miss Johnson paid her for sewing that dress,
Yeah?
and she kept the money.
Grandpa, you was the one that said she ought to get something for it.
Oh, well, now, wait a minute. This is just a beginning. She says she's going to take on more customers. Said so herself just now. Well, I'd like to cry. It's pitiful, that's what it is. Just pitiful.
Now, Grandpa, what's so pitiful about that?
Well, you're again it, ain't you?
Well, why should I be? I think it's a fine idea.
My ears must be getting plugged up. I swore I heard you say that you were a fine idea.
No, Grandpa, I did say it, and I meant it. It is a fine idea.
Well, I never thought I'd see the day when a McCoy let his woman go to work.
Well, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? Why, back in West Virginia, when a woman married a McCoy, she didn't become no hired hand. She become one of the family. To share and enjoy the family life, like plowing the fields and slopping the hogs and pitching hay and showing the horses. We give her the love and respect that she deserved.
Yeah, I know. Aunt Emma got so exhausted from all that love and respect, she died when she was 40.
But she went like a lady. I remember poor Clem Hawkins, when his wife went and got a job in a department store. Why, Clem was so ashamed that his wife was working, he went and told everybody she run off with a traveling salesman.
Grandpa, ain't you making a big fuss over nothing? All Kate's gonna do is a little sewing in her spare time.
Oh, that's the way it all starts. Just a little sewing in her spare time. Well, pretty soon she goes into town and opens up a sewing shop of her own, see? And starts wearing tailored clothes and getting the hair bobbed off.
Grandpa, remember this is little old Kate we're talking about.
Yes, little old Kate, all right. But as soon as she gets a taste of business life, she becomes big, important Kate. You become little old Luke.
What do you mean?
I mean she'll be supporting you. You'll end up in the kitchen doing them female chores with an apron around your neck.
Wait a minute, Grandpa. No, sir. No. I ain't gonna be standing in no kitchen over no stove wearing no apron. No, sir. I'm still the man in this house.
You ain't gonna be no man. You're just gonna be another doodad around the house for her to come home to, that's all.
Doodad?
Yeah, after she comes home from one of them conventions.
Conventions?
Yeah, that's what people in business is always doing. Leastwise, that's what they say they's always doing.
Grandpa, Kate ain't going to no conventions. No, sir. No, sir, Kate ain't going nowheres.
What are you gonna do, boy? What are you gonna do?
House right now. And I'm gonna nip this thing in the bud. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop this thing before it starts.
Atta boy, I knowed you had a mind of your own.
You bet I have. Kate, I want to talk to you.
What about, Luke?
Well, the first thing you can do is get rid of this. You ain't gonna put no apron on me. Ain't no doodad for you to be coming home to.
What are you talking about?
And something else. Your hair just looks something fierce, all bobbed off short like that.
Harry. Luke, I think you better explain yourself. What is all this?
Kate, you ain't going into the dressmaking business, and that's the order.
Luke, I know it's you standing there, but it's Grandpa talking.
It's me talking. I got a mind of my own. And if you think you're going to become one of them working wives, you just got another think coming. Yes, you have. And if you try it, I'm not going to whitewash you by telling everybody that you run off with no traveling salesman.
I don't know half of what you're talking about, but I do know this. Nobody can tell me what I can do and what I can't do in that tone of voice.
Well, you ain't gonna sew nobody's dresses, and you ain't gonna be a career girl, and you ain't gonna be nothing except in the wife that I married you for.
Is that so? Well, you listen to this, Mr. Luke McCoy. While you're talking about things that I ain't, another thing that I ain't is I ain't gonna listen to you.
What?
I'm gonna go right into that phone. I'm gonna call that Miss Johnson. You know what I'm gonna tell her? I'm gonna tell her I'll take all the sewing work she can get me.
Grandpa, I'm a doodad.
Our own home turned into a YWCA. It's sickening.
Miss Fillmore. You know my husband Luke and Grandpa.
Yeah, how do? Hey, Kate. What are you putting a sack on her for?
This is the most fashionable thing. It's called a chemise.
See, I get a good idea, Luke. We get over 100 sacks of feed out there in the barn. We make ourselves a fortune. All you got to do is dump the feed out and sell the sacks.
And for women that need a little help, we'll just leave in some of the feed.
I think that's a bit funny, Luke.
Pino, what are you doing?
Senor, meet my new girlfriend.
You what?
Sit it down in the corner, Peppino.
Don't go away, Cookie Pie.
Hey, which side are you on, Peppino? You know, they're all women.
Oh, women are my best friends, Senor Grandpa.
Now, come on. We got a lot of talking to do. We go in my room. We have a little privacy here.
Oh, Grandpa, I forgot to tell you. They made yours a fitting room, too.
Dang nabbit, this thing is getting out of hand. Let's go down to the hen house where we can have a meeting.
Thank you, Mrs. Simpson. Sure do appreciate it. That ought to buy a lot of seed for spring planting.
Hey, Kate.
Here's your change, Mrs. Simpson.
Kate.
Oh, hush up, you women. Why don't you go and see Kate and get your tail feathers remodeled? Sit down over there, Peppino. You too, little Luke. Sit yourself right down here, Luke. Now, we got a lot of big thinking to do. Kate's had that business of her in there for a week now. We just can't stand it no more. We got to get them women out of there.
How about me setting Homer loose in there? That would really clear him out.
Luke, you put that frog back in your pocket where it belongs.
Yeah, not so fast, not so fast. Little Luke, is Homer a good hopper?
Now, wait a minute, Grandpa. Let's just think about this now and not do nothing we're going to be sorry for.
Well, how can we be sorry for anything just so long as we get them women out of there?
So sure we ought to get them women out of there.
What?
Well, Grandpa, it appears to me that Kate's doing a pretty fine job. I just got a peek in the cookie jar, and there's more money in there than we've ever seen before.
Yeah, but that money's from a woman.
What's the difference? It's got a man's picture on it.
Are you trying to tell me that you figure what Kate's doing is all right?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I do. Doggone it, Grandpa, we need money for spring planting, and we were worried about what to do, and, well, now Kate's doing it.
She ain't doing what a woman ought to be doing.
Like what?
Like the chores around the place. And no woman can be a career woman and take care of a family, too.
Oh, wait, now, just back up a little, Grandpa. Just think about this now. What have we been lacking? We been lacking anything?
Well, we certainly have.
We certainly have.
Name one thing.
Well, we've been, well, nothing yet, but...
Nothing yet.
You just wait till tonight.
Yeah, wait till tonight. What for, Grandpa?
We just see what kind of a supper she serves up tonight.
Well, Senor Grandpa, she always serves a good supper on Saturday nights.
Yeah, but she's been so busy dressmaking today, she won't have time to do more than slap something together out of a can. Probably won't have no appetite. She's been chewing on them pins all day.
Ain't you jumping the gun, Grandpa? You're picking on Kate, and we ain't even sat down to supper yet.
Well, now you just wait and see. You just wait and see. You'll be blessing that can opener on the wall. If we lose that, we'll all starve to death.
Won't they think of canning next?
Golly, would you look at all this stuff? Roast turkey, baked apples, yams, whipped potatoes, chestnut dressing, cranberry sauce. You know something, Luke? Grandpa goofed.
Sugar Babe, this is just like a holiday.
I'm celebrating my first week in business. Grandpa, would you say grace, please?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Lord, we want to thank you for this food we're about to receive. And believe me, I'm just as surprised as you are.
Mrs. McCoy?
That's right.
My name is Criswell. I have the dress shop in town.
Oh, yes, I know. Won't you come in?
So, this is your salon, eh?
Well, it's my home, if that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm. This a sample of your work?
Yes, I just finished that. Of course, it does want pressing.
What some women won't settle for just to save a few pennies. How quaint. I haven't seen one like that for years. Don't tell me you do your work on that.
Is there something I can do for
I'll
you?
come right to the point. Mrs. McCoy, there's no sense in your continuing with all this.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, come now, Mrs. McCoy. You and I both know that women are bargain hunters, but in the end, quality will count. So there's no point in trying to compete. All your customers will only be coming back to me.
Excuse me, would you please? Hello? Oh, hello, Mrs. Phillips. You have 3 more dresses you want me to alter? Fine. What's that? Oh, I'm so glad you was pleased. But tomorrow'll be fine. Thank you. Bye. You were saying, Mr. Criswell?
Mrs. McCoy, it's absolutely ridiculous for you to keep fighting me. If it's a matter of prices, I can undercut you any time I choose, for as long as I choose. I can run you right out of business. Do you realize that?
Maybe you can, Mr. Criswell.
Well, there's no maybe about it. However, I'm a fair man. I realize that you started all this because you needed some money. Well, I'll solve that little problem for you. I'll simply buy you out. Mm-hmm. Here you are. That ought to do it.
$100.
It's simply a business deal. There's no need to thank me.
I don't intend to thank you, Mr. Criswell.
Why?
You can't buy me, Mr. Criswell.
You tore it. Now, see here, Mrs. McCoy. I've tried to be a gentleman about this, but if you insist on being hysterical...
I don't intend to be hysterical, Mr. Criswell. But if them ladies want to come to me with their dresses, there's no reason why I shouldn't take the work.
Well, they won't be bringing it to you any longer. And do you know why? Because I'm going to ruin you.
Ruin me?
Oh, you think I can't? Let me enumerate, Mrs. McCoy. I was born and raised in this town. I know everyone in it. My friend Henry Brown of the dry goods store, for instance. One word from me and he'll cut off your supplies like that. And talking about business, consider what'll happen to this farm.
What about the farm?
Well, might be a little difficult to run with your credit cut off, mightn't it?
You could do that?
Yeah. My brother-in-law is president of the bank.
Well, I guess I don't have too much choice, do I? Oh, Luke, Grandpa. This here's Mr. Criswell.
Oh, how do?
I do.
Well, Grandpa, I guess you'll be happy to hear you won. I'm going out of business.
Going out of business? That's the best news. Why are you going out of business?
Appears that's the way Mr. Criswell wants it.
That's the way Mr. Criswell wants it?
He says if I don't, he'll stop my supplies at the dry goods store.
He'll what?
And what's more, he's threatened to ruin the farm by stopping our credit.
Why, you no good. Now, wait, no, let me look straight for him and show him.
Nothing was ever gained by violence. Now, listen here. You ain't running nobody out of business.
No, see, I'm within my rights. That woman is ruining my business.
Well, maybe you ain't here. This is still a free country, and if she's taking your customers away for it, it's because she's the best goddamn dressmaker in the county.
Now, see here.
Now you see here. You do anything to hurt our Kate, I'm going into the altering business myself. The first thing I'm going to alter is that face of yours. I might start right now by lowering the hemline on your nose.
No, don't get hysterical. Now, just wait a minute.
I ain't even giving you a minute. I'm going to give you just 30 seconds to get off this property. Now get!
You sure give it to him good, Grandpa.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Thanks for what? Guess a man's got a right to throw a skunk out of his own house, ain't he, without everybody blubbering about it?
I didn't mean just that, Grandpa. I meant for what you said about me being the best dressmaker in the county and all.
Well, yeah. If you want, why, all these women wouldn't come flocking around you like they do, and we wouldn't have the good business we're having.
Grandpa, you said we. Does that mean you approve?
Well, I guess it ain't so bad. You're making a few extra dollars, which we can use, and you're still looking after the rest of the family, all right?
Grandpa, I know how hard it is for you to admit you was wrong, and you're a mighty big man for doing it. I'm proud to be one of your kin.
Oh, for crying out loud. You're going to get mushy about this thing. I'm going to get mushy with the female.
Sure, babe. Where do you want this?
Oh, just put it over there, Luke.
You sure have a going business here, Kate.
Well, come weekends, everybody pitches in.
How's your grandpa taking it all?
Well?
Hey, Kate! Any more dresses for pressing? I'm still good and hot.